Before we get started here, before the intro rolls, I just want to say I apologize for my uploads being flipped the last 2 days. Some things happened that were out of my control, and it just made more sense for me and my schedule and everything I had to get done to upload a video I had recorded earlier in the week on Friday, and then to wait for Saturday to do our Fullback Friday videos. So we're a day late. I apologize, but at the end of the day, you're still getting your fullback content, and I think that's what matters. So without further ado, let's go ahead and dive into the intro. Welcome back, everybody, to Fullback Friday, your weekly dose of football content here on the Miller Football channel. And I know I say weekly, it's been a little while since we've done one of these, but life and whatnot gets in the way. But regardless, we're here today to talk about some fullbacks. We've got quite a few different names we're going to take a look at. I've got like a play from 5 different guys, and then a couple guys that we have a pair of plays from. A big fullback week across the league. Quite a few guys getting in on the action. A little fullback update for you all. It's been kind of tough so far, trying to get highlights from the big names because Pat Ricard and CJ Ham both are yet to take a snap. CJ Ham's on IR. Pat Ricard has kind of been in limbo. So it sucks that those guys haven't been on the field. But we've got some guys that I haven't really talked about much on the channel that are stepping in and making some plays. We're going to start out here with the man, the myth, the legend, the best in the business, Kyle Juszczyk of the San Francisco 49ers, with a key block here on an 8-yard pickup. So we're going to motion him into the backfield, get a little 21 personnel going on here. We're going to hand this ball off, and Juice is just going to lead the way for McCaffrey. He's going to get up to the 3rd level and pick up 8 there on the run. So if we take a little look here on the replay, break down the play a little bit. We motion him into the backfield, and Juice's job is pretty straightforward. He's just got to lead for McCaffrey, right? Juice is going to block. McCaffrey's going to run right in behind him. So Juice is going to end up taking care of Pete Werner, who's a very respectable run-stuffing linebacker, and Juice is going to do a great job here. We're going to go through the C gap there between the tackle and the tight end. Juice locates his target, gets low, and walls off for McCaffrey, right? I preach it all the time, back to the back. That's exactly what's going on here. McCaffrey's going to be able to cut this up inside and take it to the 3rd level where he's going to get brought down by the safety. But, that's the difference in, a 3-4 yard pickup and an 8-yard pickup on 1st down here. So great job by Juszczyk as a train's going off in the background. Maybe not the play I would associate with the train, but certainly a very, very good lead block, as we'll watch it one more time because this one's pretty straightforward. Again, you get your shoulder into the linebacker's shoulder. Low man wins in football. We all know that. Drive your feet, stand them up, and open up for your running back to pick up 8. Moving on over to Buffalo, we've got one of my favorite fullbacks in the league, Reggie Gilliam, also known as Sledge. And this is going to be a pretty nice block up against a division rival. You see we got a little double motion here as Gilliam's going to move into the backfield, and he's going to be tasked with lead blocking for James Cook through the hole here, and he does a great job creating that hole himself. Now, this is not the biggest run per se, but that's not because of anything Gilliam does. Gilliam does exactly what he needs to do. Someone comes from the backside of the play. So taking another look here, we have the double motion, obviously, rookie Jackson Hawes, absolute stud. Wanted to shout him out real quick. But he's going to motion into tight end, which allows Gilliam to get in the backfield. And Gilliam's job, if we get our pen tool out here, is just going to be to take care of Mr. Braden McGregor, number 55, the defensive end here. And Gilliam does a great job of initiating first contact. He knows low man wins, so he stands McGregor up and drives him out of the hole. Now, again, 97... is going to come over from the defensive tackle position, the 3 technique position, excuse me. He's going to come across the formation to make the play here, but that's not Gilliam's man. Looks like he's going to get off what is supposed to be a chip from the center, and then the guard's supposed to pick him up. Can't quite do it, but regardless, in terms of Gilliam's impact here, this is exactly what you want to see from your lead blocker. Just get low, drive him out of the lane, open up like that. That is some club bouncer behavior from your fullback, which is exactly what you want to see if you're Buffalo, lead blocking for your star running back. James Cook got paid this offseason, and between Gilliam and the 3 guys they've got at tight end blocking for him, I'm honestly very excited to take a look at the Dolphins film. I feel like that might just be a video in and of itself next week. But between those 4 guys, you've got quite the group of bouncers for James Cook. And obviously here on this channel, Gilliam is our favorite. So Wanted to make sure to shout out at least one play he made against the Jets last week. The Bills weren't the only team in that game, though, with an exciting fullback, at least in my opinion, as we've got Andrew Beck. Once Justin Fields stepped out of the way there for us, we could see him. Andrew Beck lined up in the backfield for Buffalo, having a very solid start to the season. Beck is someone that I've always kind of overlooked. I always saw him as one of those glorified tight end types, but no, he has been putting on some good tape here, and this play is no exception. As you see, he's going to lead block for Breece Hall, picks up the safety, knocks him out of the hole, ends up taking him to the ground, and Breece Hall is able to pick up 12. So this is a pretty straightforward play here, not a lot to break down. We're going to bring the tight end in motion, and once this ball is snapped, Beck's job is pretty apparent. He's got to pick up this safety, which will open up Breece Hall to run in behind him, right? Pretty textbook stuff. So Beck does a good job of getting low. The safety tries to disengage quickly, so Beck says, nope, you're coming with me. He drops himself to the ground, trips the safety up, and he ends up falling to his knees there. So not the cleanest block in the world, but it did exactly what it needed to. It opens up that little bit of room there for Breece Hall. You see between the tackle and Andrew Beck there, he's able to slip on through and can't quite make that last safety miss. Could have been a big play, but either way, a 10-plus yard run is always welcome, and it wouldn't have been possible if not for Andrew Beck and the nice block he set on the safety. Moving back to the West Coast, we've got Scott Matlock of the LA Chargers going to set a nice block here in the first quarter. It's 1st and 10. You're going to get 6, which is always a great way to start a new set of downs. And Matlock is going to make it possible with some really nice awareness there to pick up the linebacker after not seeing anything and opening up for Najee Harris. So if you watch this channel, you know it's no secret. I'm a big Scott Matlock fan. I loved watching him last year when he made the switch from defensive tackle full-time to fullback. And this play is really impressive because he just doesn't have the experience that some of these other guys do. So you see Matlock, his job is just to find work, right? Once this ball is snapped, he's just looking for somebody to hit to make sure they can't get to the running back. And you see right away, he's going to make this step into traffic, and there's nothing there. What's he see out of the corner of his eye? Devin White. And he's going to do a great job of pivoting, collapsing on White, and pushing him into traffic. He ends up pancaking him there. You see at the end, trips him up over a teammate or two. And that's how you finish a block, man. That is just beautiful, beautiful football. He catches him and then takes him to the ground as Najee picks up 6. I could sit and watch this play all day. It's not an explosive play. It's not a crazy play, but I love the awareness from Matlock. I love the drive. I love the intensity. This is why you put him at fullback. This is why he made that transition. I don't remember much of Matlock as a defensive tackle. I know he still gets in there from time to time. But I can't say I watch too much Scott Matlock tape before he made the transition. But plays like this are why he is much better suited as a fullback. He just wants to bury somebody, and he's going to get an opportunity to do that a hell of a lot more with Jim Harbaugh as, the offense continues to thrive and grow. They've been running the ball well, and it is in no small part thanks to Matlock's contributions. Next up, we've got a pair of blocks from one of my favorite players in the league already, Mr. Robbie Oots of the Seattle Seahawks. With a big task, he is asked to block TJ Watt one-on-one, and that is a very big ask for any fullback, let alone a rookie. So he's going to do a good job here, and it's not going to look like it at first, but I promise it's a good block. So you see there, he is able to help open up for Kenneth Walker to shoot through for a 13-yard pickup. One of the first guys there to celebrate with his teammates. So you're probably looking at this in first glance and going, Miller, it looks like Robbie Oots got beat. Why are you gassing this play up? TJ Watt gets around him and almost gets a handle on Kenneth Walker. Trust me. Just trust me, right? Go with the vision. So you see the entire offensive line is shifting down, right? Everyone is down blocking. And that is a tough ask for Robbie Oots to go from down blocking to immediately pivot to block TJ Watt, right? He has to completely redirect his body after sending his momentum one direction to block one of the better run defending edge rushers in the league. So one of the smarter, savvier run defending edge rushers in the league, I should at least say. So what's he going to do? He is going to do what he can. That's the answer here. So he pivots, gets his hand in the chest of Watt, and he turns his body to create a lane. Now, this doesn't look like a ton, but Kenneth Walker knows he's going to have this bounce back lane, right? Once 72 gets up to the next level, He knows he is going to have the opportunity to fire through. And if we look here, when TJ Watt is diving at him, he really does not end up as close as you think. Right, it looks like it upon first glance, but Kenneth Walker is by him at this point. Unless TJ Watt gets like the perfect shoestring tackle, which he does not, then he's not going down. Just a great play there, but not as good as the one we're going to take a look at now. If you've been online, if you're a Seahawks fan, if you're a Steelers fan, you've probably seen this block already. Robbie Oates is going to take out not one, but two linebackers with the same block here. We've got Seattle in a little 12 personnel. You see two tight ends there, 1, 2 backs in the backfield. And Robbie, I mean, this is just an awesome play. Boom, boom, two linebackers, one block. Absolutely tremendous play. Opens up for a 20-yard run. Might have housed it if not for Jalen Ramsey playing a little savvy run defense there and leading the receiver into Kenneth Walker to trip him up. But taking a look at the design here for Oates, it's pretty straightforward, right? He's just lead blocking, needs to pick up the first guy he sees. That way Kenneth Walker can get on by. The thought process of the linebackers here, obviously Peyton Wilson, he wants to slip the block. If he doesn't, that should allow Patrick Queen to come in over top of him, right? Instead, Oates delivers so much power and so much ferocity in this hit. I mean, he pops him. I want to pause it at the right point so you can see here. Boom! He pops him, and Patrick Queen ends up running directly into traffic as Oates keeps turning his feet and flattens both of them. Just awesome stuff here. I mean, in terms of highlight blocks, it doesn't get any better than this. I guess the only thing that would have been better is if like Oates laid out a linebacker and his helmet flew off, but you know, that's a little too flashy for a fullback, right? Truly, the best thing you can do is pancake two guys with the same block. I mean, I could sit here and watch this all day. I'm addicted, man. I love Robbie Oates. I'm so glad he's in the league. I'm jealous he's in Seattle, quite frankly. As a Bears fan, I would have loved to have him. But regardless, he's so talented. And plays like this are a prime example of why. And also a prime example of why the Seattle Seahawks are using their fullbacks more often. I mean, look at the confidence here. We've got Robbie right here. Watch the confidence he gets up with after this block. He knows he's the shit. I love it. I absolutely love it. Just one more time. One more time for the road here. Just a boom, boom. Knock them both down. Beautiful, beautiful stuff there from number 40. Next up here, we've got Adam Prentice of the Denver Broncos, headed back to Denver after a solid stint with the Saints. Currently serving as the backup to Michael Burton, who is unfortunately hurt. But Prentice should be a starting fullback somewhere. He is a very talented player. And this play right here, not very sexy, not very flashy, just very textbook in terms of lead blocking. So we'll take a look here, and then we'll break it down once Bo Nix snaps his football. You see he lead blocks through the hole and helps J.K. Dobbins pick up about 4 there. So again, not like the sexiest block in the world, but does exactly what he needs to do. We take a closer look. Pretty simple stuff here. We're going to be lead blocking through the B gap here and just, you know, making sure that the running back can get on behind you. That's the whole goal here. Pick up the first guy you see. We're going to hit the linebacker. We're going to put our back to the running back. Once again, I keep saying it, back to the back. That opens up the lane here for Dobbins to cut on through. Now, unfortunately, the lane is going to close, but not because of Prentice. Prentice does a great job here sticking with his block, turning the linebacker out and driving him away. I mean, Prentice really seems to be the only guy within this gap holding up on their block. You see the tight end lets his guy get a hand in there. McGlinchey is doing absolutely nothing. And it looks like DeForest Buckner comes across to make that final hit. Yeah, so he comes from the other side of the play. But Prentice does a great job at making sure 48 there is a non-factor in this one. All right, the other play we're going to take a look at from Prentice here, we've got him lined up in the backfield in a little 22 personnel. You've got 2 tight ends. You've got 2 backs in the backfield. Love to see some heavy personnel. And this is going to be a 7-yard run on first down. Great way to start a new set of downs, as Prentice is going to do just enough. The people are excited about Adam Prentice. They're blowing up my phone. They're saying, we want Adam Prentice. Well, he's right here. Just settle down, okay? But that being said, taking a look at the play a little bit closer, we've got a double team here from McGlinchey and Troutman. And Prentice is going to go pick up this linebacker, which will allow J.K. Dobbins to run through the D gap here on the outside shoulder of the tight end. And you see Prentice initiates contact, tries to stand the linebacker up. There's a little bit of back and forth. See, the linebacker thinks he's going to get Dobbins. All he can get is a hand there. And because it's only a hand, that's not enough to bring him down. And Prentice is going to finish the play, buries his man in the dirt. And not the cleanest play in the world, but Dobbins got by. He gets 7, and we get a pancake. Like, that's all you can ask for. You know, I'm a sucker for the fundamentals. I love a good, clean, well-executed lead block. But sometimes it's just about doing just enough for your back and then pancaking your man in the process. So, again, not the prettiest block in the world, but certainly a well-executed one from Adam Prentice. Moving now to a couple of primetime plays, we've got Jakob Johnson of the Houston Texans, who was called up from the practice squad for this game. Absolutely criminal, if you ask me. If I was the Texans, I'd be kicking myself for not having this guy on the 53, and he still isn't a part of the active 53, which is absolutely ridiculous. But he had a couple really nice plays for the Texans, including this one that, if you've been watching these videos, you probably know I tend to hand out a Block of the Week award. I haven't done that yet. It's because we hadn't talked about this play yet. This right here is your Block of the Week for Week 2. And you're probably asking yourself, Miller, how could it be this play over Robbie Oots laying out 2 linebackers on the same play? And while you make a great point, and I love Robbie, and I love that play, I want to give a player that really has never gotten his flowers with this one, because this play, just to paint the scene, just under 6.5 minutes left in the fourth quarter, the Texans get a stop against a high-powered Buccaneers offense. They're down 4 points. They need to score. They need to get in the end zone. And Jakob's going to do something here that's going to set them up in Buccaneer territory, just open up for them to have a very successful drive after the fact. So I'm just going to let this play speak for itself here. As you see, Jakob's going to come hot off the edge, block the punt, and open up for the Texans. His teammate Watson there recovers it, and that sets up the Texans pretty at the Tampa Bay 35-yard line there. Taking a look at the play itself, it's pretty straightforward. You see the Texans are sending 4 on either side. Go ahead and mark everyone off here. What's going to end up happening is the up man 81 is going to come over and provide support on the left side of the screen, right side of the line. And 35 here for Houston, the innermost player on the right side, is going to get a nice little bit of penetration, which is going to force 81 to put his attention there. So you have 4 guys blocking 3 people, which allows Jakob to come off the edge untouched. Probably ran faster than he's ever ran in his entire life, to get back there and block that punt. Just an awesome, awesome play. Definitely worthy of Block of the Week. Now, obviously, Houston didn't end up going on to win this game, but it's not because of a lack of contribution from Jakob, as we will see from this play and another play that we'll take a look at now. In that play we're going to take a look at right here, we have Jakob lined up as a tight end on the left side of your screen. He's going to motion across and be the lead blocker for Nick Chubb, as we'll see in a moment. Unfortunately, this is not on the drive that Jakob set up. The Texans had to settle for 3 there, but at this point, just over 2 minutes left. We're down 14-13, and the Texans need to get into the end zone. So we're going to bring Jakob across. He's going to kick out the edge defender, and that's going to give Nick Chubb the opportunity to run in for the touchdown. Unk still got it. 25-yard touchdown pickup there. So pretty straightforward from Jakob, right? You kick out the edge defender here, and then a lane's going to end up opening in the C gap between the tight end and the tackle, where Nick Chubb is going to be able to explode through. Unfortunately, it's not like he gets to run off of Jakob Johnson's ass. I was referring to Nick Chubb as he, but unfortunately, it's not like the fullback makes the key block here or anything like that, but he does do his job on an important block. You see 5 there. I believe it's Hassan Reddick is coming off the edge hot. He's a quick player. Could have very easily gotten back there and gotten at Nick Chubb's ankles. But thankfully, Jakob was there to save the day, take care of the edge defender. Another really nice block there from the tight end, number 88 there. Does a great job against the linebacker. And that opens up for, like I said, a pretty big touchdown. Ends up being the go-ahead touchdown. Obviously, the Texans would go on to lose this ball game, but Jakob wasn't on the field when they officially lost, so I don't care. Just a good pair of plays there from a guy that should be on Houston's active 53-man roster. And finally, the last play we're going to take a look at here is from Charlie Werner of the Atlanta Falcons. And I know what some of you are going to say, my phone's already blowing up. Miller, that's a tight end, that's not a fullback. Technically speaking, you're correct. Charlie Werner is listed as a tight end for the Falcons. But hear me out. This is a player who throughout his entire career has been viewed as a versatile blocker, right? He is a player who is at his best when he's able to move around as a chess piece to open up for other players. That is what the modern fullback is. Kyle Juszczyk, that's what he's made a career out of. Hunter Lipke for the Dallas Cowboys, they do it with him all the time. Hell, even the big guys like Pat Ricard and Scott Matlock, they'll line up at tight end, or Greg Roman used to split Ricard out to the slot. You do these weird things with these blockers to create favorable situations so you can open up your run game. That's what a modern fullback is. And truth be told, as unfortunate as it may be, fullbacks don't always get that proper designation. Hell, the Cowboys still list Hunter Lipke as a running back, right? He is a fullback through and through. Like, no doubt about it, that man's a fullback. But he's not listed that way on their depth chart. So who's to say that Charlie Werner cannot be in the same conversation? I really think Atlanta should explore just letting him play fullback. You can still line him up at tight end. Plenty of teams do it with their fullbacks. Ask him to change his number to something in the 40s, and bada boom, bada bing, you got a fullback. You add to the numbers. You make everybody feel good. Charlie Werner, even if he's not listed as a fullback, is a fullback in essence, at heart, and that's what matters to me. Right? Especially with the dwindling numbers. You gotta pick up guys where you can. So we'll take a look here, see what he's capable of, as he's going to pick up 55, blast him out of the hole. Blast him may be a little generous there. He moves him out of the hole. He knocks him out of the hole and opens up for Bijan on a pretty big run there. That's an 18-yard pickup in the second half. So taking a closer look here, pretty straightforward. We got to take care of 55 and knock him over here because Bijan is about to come through this gap and then cut around and make his run over on the other side of the field. So that's exactly what we're going to do. Little two-tap there. You see the first hit, you knock him over to the gap, you regain your composure, and you use that arm just for a split second to keep him away from Bijan, and that is exactly what he needed to do there. Not the cleanest or the prettiest block, but certainly an effective one. Keeps 55 from having any sort of impact on the play, and that is all you can ask him to do, blocking there. Great job there by Charlie Werner. He had quite a few nice blocks against the Vikings, but, you know, for my sticklers out there, I wanted to keep this to one block just to say, here's a bonus play for your consideration, for the committee's consideration, and leave it at that. So that is going to do it for this video. I hope you all enjoyed. If you did, please make sure to leave a like down below, as it does help out the channel a ton. It shows your support, it shows you care, and I really do appreciate it. Also, make sure to subscribe for more NFL content coming your way throughout the rest of the regular season, into the off season, and beyond. Also, make sure to let me know down in the comments below what you thought about this video. Were there any blocks I missed? Any players you'd like to see me talk about in the future? Maybe any players from the past that you'd like to see me try to get my hands on some film for and check out? Can't make any guarantees on that as I am limited in my resources, but I would definitely love to explore that at some point. At least go back the last couple years for what NFL Pro has available and check out and see if I can't find any old games that are interesting. But regardless, I hope you all enjoyed, and above all else, I hope you all have a wonderful day, evening, night, afternoon, whatever time of day it is for you. I hope you enjoy it because you're all wonderful people and you truly do deserve it.
Had a chance on the throwback. This was an ill-advised throw. What an unbelievable catch by Cole Kmet. And he cups it too. No movement when he hits the ground, tucked up against his shoulder. Wow. Using that